My name is Shujiang, PhD from Johns Hopkins. Pengfei Yao Zhao is the researcher from F5 company, and Yinzhi Zhao is my advisor from Johns Hopkins University. Today, let me introduce our paper, Him of Many Faces, Categorizing the Billion Scale Adversary and the Benign Broader Fingerprint on Commercial Websites. A new 2022 state bot mitigation report shows more than 70% of the companies will lose more than 6% of the revenue according to the fraud attack, which is just one type of bot attack. And this number is larger than the 2021. Thus, to defend against the bot attack, more and more companies deployed anti-bot system to defense. For the traditional bot detection system, it will check the IP and the cookies. When the attacker knows these strategies, attacker will modify the IP and clean the IP for each request to bypass the defense system. To know these situations, defense system also improves their themselves by including the broader fingerprint. And at the same time, attacker improve their weapons to create the fake fingerprint to bypass the defense system. In our paper, we define the fake broad fingerprint as adversary fingerprint and the normal user fingerprint as the benign fingerprint. Alright, after know the adversary fingerprint, we have two directions our problem statement. The first, we want to know how attackers to generate the adversary fingerprint. And the second, we want to know the difference between the adversary fingerprint and the benign fingerprint. In the future, our research can improve the bot and fraud detection, privacy browser, and authentication. We have two parts in our measurement methodology, traffic analysis and fingerprint analysis. Let's start with the bot and fraud detection defense platform. We collaborate with F5 company to connect and label the data. F5 company serves the 48 of the top 15 Fortune companies. In data collection, we have three parts of data: the network, the web, and the user and the user's level. So for the real-time model will deal with the light feature, which can be processed in the milliseconds level, like the URL, user account hash value, the TLS fingerprint, and cookies. After the classification, the bot and the detection system will take action like pass or block. When the traffic comes to the target website, a website will send a feedback, like the bank will show that, okay, attacker used a stolen credit card, but the defense system bypassed this traffic. For the offline model will deal with the all features like the IP, ASN, account, header, user reputations, and the behavior persistence. When the real-time model and the offline model will create two results, and sometimes these two results is different. The human verification team will merge the result and store the label and store the traffic value and the label to the dataset repo. After getting the label, we can come to the next step, the attack type analysis classification. And we analyze the malicious traffic to finish the attack type classification. In our research, we submitted to the 5 different attacks: account takeover attack, fake account, scraping, fraud attack, and gift card cracking. We submitted to the 2 phases according to the left circle about the bot and the fraud attack. And let's start with the first part. When the normal user set up an account on the website, sometimes the data leak to the attackers. And the normal user prefer to share the account name and password across to the different website. that the attacker will try to log in on the different websites. When the attacker succeeds to take over the account, this account will become to a compromised account. Also, attacker can use the bot to set up the account to build the bot and the fraud account. When the attacker gets the account, the attacker can do the follow-up attacks. Fraud attack is the attacker can do the transfer money, buy items. And gift card cracking is the attacker can use brute force to try all the possibility of the combination to get the money. And for the scripting, yes, the attacker can use the guest account to get information. But when attacker log in the account, attacker can get more information. We connect 6 different type of company to analyze they are different. And we can find the attacker launch different attack type according to the company's type. Account information is valuable for the bank because when the attacker gets the information, attacker can do the fraud attack. And thus we can find the attacker launch a lot of account takeover attack for the bank. And for the flight price, it is valuable for and the flight price is valuable for the airline companies because they can adjust their price according to the other companies. Thus, we can find a lot of scraping traffic for the airline companies. And after the traffic analysis, after the bot and the fraud detection system and the attack type classification, let me describe the dataset we used in our paper. We connect the 36 billion HTTP request and during the 6 months, and comes from the 14 different company websites. According to our analysis, we can find more than 14% of traffic is malicious. After the traffic analysis, let's talk about the fingerprint analysis. We also collect multiple fingerprint features to help us analyze the attacker behavior. We analyze the tool and the strategies to understand how attacker generate the adversary fingerprint, and we use the 3 features to understand what's the difference between the adversary and the benign fingerprints. Let's start with tools. The first tool is the scraping tools. Attacker will use the simple application like the Python or Java library to send the HTTP request to target website. But the scraping tool may not run the JavaScript. And the second is browser, like the headless browser, extension tailor-made browser driven by the automatic tools like Selenium. And the third one is virtual machine. Attacker usually combine the virtual machine with the browser. When we combine the attack type with the attack tools, we can find attacker also choose the different tools according to the difficulty of the attack. Account takeover, gift card cracking, and scraping is a simple attack. That's attacker prefer use the scraping tools, and the fraud attack and the fraud attack actually is a hard attack. Thus, attacker prefer use the browsers. Attacker prefer use the simple attacks and will not use the complex tools. Prefer use the simple tools and usually if they can get the result, they will not choose the complex tools. And also, even for the same tools, attacker can choose the different strategies. The first one is keep. It means that, okay, attacker didn't do anything. They from the use agent, we can find, there is from the request library. And the second is block. The attacker disable cannot support some features. Like the scraping tools, because scraping tool may not run the JavaScript. Thus, on the broad fingerprint part, we just can connect the empty value. And the third one is mimic. It's the attacker replace the attack tool's value to another device value. And the last one is randomize. Attacker add the noise on the canvas WebGL rendering audio, and on the other features, they add the random number. For example, on the WebGL render, they just show, this is the NVIDIA GTX 1081. 1081 is a random value. And when we combine the tools and the strategies, we can find screening tools are the most popular in practical because it has the high performance. And random and block is the most popular strategy for the browsers. Mimic is less popular because attacker need to connect the normal user's browser fingerprint first to build a dataset and then replace to the another device informations. After talking about the macro analysis, let's tracking down by an attacker to analyze his specific operations. We use a credential stuffing case, which is also the account takeover case, to analyze that. When the attacker gets thousands of account name and password, the attacker will build a dataset to link the fake browser fingerprint and account first. And then the attacker will choose few test account to detect the device's limitation. We name it a probe attack. We can find the number of request pair account and the number of request pair fingerprint is pretty large on the probe attack because the attacker want to know the limitation, want to the block defense system block them. When they know the limitations, attacker will deploy the real attack. We can find the attacker is really careful on this part. They just has a 1.3 number of request per account, and for each fingerprint, it just send one request. After know how attacker generate the adversary fingerprint, let's us talk about the difference between the adversary fingerprint and the benign fingerprint. First, we use the KL diversion to show the result. KL diversion shows the difference between the two different datasets. When the value becomes larger, it means that, okay, this two dataset is different. When the value becomes small, it means, okay, this two dataset is same. And the KL diversion of the adversary to the benign is much larger than the adversary to the adversary and the benign to the benign. When we split on the broader fingerprint features, we can find attacker do a really good job on the user agent, fonts, and plugins. It is really hard to detect attackers according to these three features. But for the other four features, they have a lot of difference between the adversary fingerprint and the normal and the benign fingerprints. Also, for the adversary fingerprint has a more empty value compared with the benign. Because the screening tools may not run the JavaScript, that means we will connect the empty value. And also, the attacker will choose the block strategy. That means we also will collect the empty value. And we also analyze the unique browser fingerprint. And we can find just a 1.6 browser fingerprint shared by the adversary and the benign fingerprints, and 8.1 are puny adversary, and more than 90% are puny benign. The result shows that the attacker's fake dataset is small, and also attacker create a lot of non-exist value because of the randomize. Another is benign fingerprint are often evolve over time. For example, like a normal user in the 6 months, a normal user will update their browser from maybe Chrome 108 to the 109. But adversary ones are most stay stable. Like what we talk in the credential stuffing case, the attacker link the fake browser fingerprint and the account at the first time. It means that the browser fingerprint adversary browser fingerprint will not change. So we are the first billion scale measurement study of the browser fingerprint, and in our paper we found adversaries are adopting various tools and strategies to generate adversary fingerprints. Also, the adversary fingerprint are significantly different from the benign ones from the three features. And the adversary fingerprint will across the different attack types. Here is the open source link about our analysis code, and here is my personal email. If you have any question, please let me know. Thanks.
Hi there, cool THCO. I was wondering actually what do you use for your fingerprint? So what are you using? Are you using your own library or using instead techniques, or how far are you going with this? You want to know that or the broad fingerprint or how they label or I mean, these are things printing libraries or whatever you use to. Oh, actually, the other thing is for the library, it's the public feature right now on the different feature paper. Also, we can choose some high performance crop fingerprinting because that's what we show. We have online model and offline models. For the online models, the feature we need connect need in the millisecond. So it means that for the really complex feature, actually we cannot find the real world part. For example, when the attacker tries to log in, it just has the millisecond kind of level to decide whether we need a meme out. That is, if you are the fingerprint take maybe spend more than 1 second, and after you can use this part of the thing together. I would watch new very nice song. Getting the ability to break more on the accuracy of the strategy that you do, like you use this particular song, help me about it. How much trust do you have in being engaged? Users as collection. Oh, you mean the because here's the thing is actually whole system is the double model and the double feedback. Double model is the high-anchored line, and also have a very precise feedback system. Because actually, we can see the feedback system on shows because while the ball coming with all the they have not actually with real versions. So according to this shoe system, we see that we can show. For now, at least I hold a trust in that. The part of I know my areas of your presentation was then with fingerprinting. The able to say the fingerprinting would they do so more and that's very different from problems. And then there's very little person here. But that doesn't mean that at an actor it's I'm trying to do any water. It's a very bad idea to actually using retrieve fingerprint because that would be prevented in that too. Actually this is for now, we know attacker didn't do a really good job. The attacker didn't. So if the attacker didn't modify their fingerprint, it's really easy for an opponent. So even when our research found yes, they tried to attack, but now they didn't do a really good job. It's 20 minutes long into this, and so it's trying. So this why I think maybe you can more. Each part of the Mozilla technology. It's really complex, and we just try to get whatever can do that. This comment came in this. So the next time for one more. So maybe let me ask the last one. So this is awesome to hear reports, so we know kind of the state of the art, how things look like in regards to attackers. The question that I had looking in your presentation, this presentation was, the adversaries have very good information of your paper, where they need to improve, so that the fingerprint are effective. What I was a little bit liking was, what are you doing as the defenders? For example, on the defender, I know a lot of pumping their things. Actually, yesterday was often, and I just like what I mentioned, whether if we use a half value, it's really hard to detect them. Also, we found that the attacker creating will not on the and think that for the other reason they need passes and the attack they can interact with. So actually, that is two way we can in the future for avoiding fraud detections.